Hi, in this recording, we will go through how you could create a Power BI application using the REST APIs. So the first step I'm going to do is I go to the powerbi.microsoft.com, sign in, and I just want to make sure whether I have a pro license to be able to do what I'm trying to do. This Power BI comes in two versions. You have the free version and the pro version. So if you go to settings and if you click on manage personal storage right here, it tells me whether I'm a pro user or a or a free user. If you are a free user, it'll provide you the ability to upgrade to a pro. If you're in trial version, you can actually go ahead and click a button to upgrade for a pro trial license. The next thing I'm going to do is, now that I've validated that, I want to go ahead and register my application in Power BI. So I go to this site, so I'm just going to do that one more time. I go to this URL dev.powerbi.com/apps. And the reason I'm going there is I want to go ahead and register my application which I'm planning to use. So I'm going to put application name, and this registration is required for you to do OAuth authentication against your application. And you can either do it using the this particular URL, or you can go directly to the Azure AD and you can do it from there. The application type is either server-side or native app, and I'm just going to choose native app. Native app because the app which I'm going to develop is a console application. It's basically a Windows application which is going to make a call. It's not a web application, so therefore that would work. And the next thing I want to do is I have to provide a redirect URL. So it has to be a valid URL, and this is typically the OAuth redirect URL, and it has to, the format of that is https://OAuth. I just missed the A there. OAuth dot powerbi.com/PBI API Explorer. And so this is my application name, and this the format is oauth.powerbi.com/whatever app name which you want to create. And what I really want is a client secret or client ID actually, which I can reuse. This is, so I got a client ID which I generated. The next thing I'm going to do is I have a application which Visual Studio app which I developed, and I'm going to step through this code. This code, what it essentially does is it creates data sets against Power BI, and you can actually step through this code to see what exactly it's trying to do. Let's not go into the code right now, but I'm just going to run this application. And I just need to put a bunch of options here, and one of the options is client ID and the redirect URI, because that's what I use to develop, create the OAuth token, which is the client ID. I just say that and set the option, and now I'm going to start making the connection. At that point, I'm going to step through the code, and you get an idea of how this code works. So first it's checking, hey, do I have a client ID? So if I hover over this, it shows me a client ID and I have a redirect URI. So I pass that, and I'm going to get an access token. At this point, it's basically making trying to call this service to get an access token. And if I'm just going to put in my password here. And at this point, it's basically asking me a consent to say, is it okay for the user to access all this information? And I say accept. And at that point, it goes ahead, gets the access token, and it makes the connection. As you can see, if you see the code behind it, it's all it's trying to do is it's trying to get the access token using the authentication context.acquire token. And this is a typical OAuth connection or OAuth based access token request, which is very typical in any web or applications which uses OAuth to authenticate against an Azure AD service. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a data set in my Power BI dashboard using a JSON snippet. So over here, if I go look at my JSON snippet, I've defined a JSON snippet which has got it's basically about a bunch of e-commerce operations, and it's got name, product category, and country. And this is the structure of the JSON which I'm going to insert. So let's take a look at how that's going to execute. And if I say OK, as you can see, I'm actually creating this data set. And if you look through this code, all it's trying to do is it's trying to get that particular JSON data set, JSON content, which I provided, and it using the access token, it makes a request to my Power BI service to insert that particular data set into Power BI. And if I click continue, just hopefully it's just going to create. Okay, I guess there's an issue with my JSON. I just had to set a retention policy here. So once I go ahead and do that. So what I did was I went ahead and created that particular data set using the code. And over here, if you look at the Power BI application, you would see that the data set got created. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to create a dashboard using this particular data set. So I'm going to click here and I'm going to provide a name for my dashboard. It's going to be called product browsing. And then I'm just going to say, I provided the name. And then the next thing I'm going to do, so to create a dashboard using the e-commerce operations data set, I just clicked on the e-commerce operations. And as you can see, there's a bunch of fields which is on the right side. I can drag and drop. Let's say, for instance, I'm going to I need this product field, so I drop the product field to the report canvas. So as you can see, there's a single column table which is available, and in the values you see that the product got added as well. So and I also want to select my count. So I want to have what I really want to have is the count of product. So I just change that to my count, and then what I really want to show is that in a number format. So I just click on the number visualization. So really, when there's a bunch of products available, it's going to show that in a number format. So I'm just going to click save here, and I'm going to give my name, give a name. Again, it's called product browsing. So I just gave a name called product browsing for the report, and I saved that. Obviously, I can go ahead and then pin that if I want to. And I'm just going to say pin live. Now, so the next thing I'm going to want to do is I want to create a product category visualization. So I'm just going to choose this visualization here, and I just chose that visualization, and I'm going to drag the product field to the value of that as well. So as you can see, I got the product field. In fact, I would rather have the product category here, so I can, if I want, I can just I'm just going to do that again. So I'm going to choose that visualization, and I'm going to choose the product category as the axis. So I'm going to drag the product field to the value here because that's the value I want. I want the count of product. So I just got that. And in the axis, I really want to have the product category. So I want to see the count of product by product category. So I got that. Now, if I click on the dashboard right here, I see that the dashboard has been pinned, so it's available right here. So now, let's see how I can push data to this data set and see a live feed or live changes. So if I go to my code right here, and if I go to my data set, I got a sample data set which I would like to insert. In fact, I've got a copy of that JSON data set which I'm going to insert. So I'm just going to copy that right from here. And then I'm going to insert that data set. So right in here, so if I right click and say get tables, I get the product browsing table. And I'm going to push some data. In this case, I'm going to push some JSON data here. And this is the JSON data which I'm going to insert. And I'm just going to put that dashboard right on my side and see how that's basically going to react to my changes. So just going to move that here. Oh, I just need to disable my breakpoints so I can actually see the change. So I just ran that, and as you can well, it took a minute, but it immediately reflected the product count immediately. So if I look at my code, what I have done is basically using, if I just put my breakpoints back there, and if I run through this code, you will see that I'm just going to push some more data again. In this case, I'm just going to make some changes and say helicopter 1 or something like that. So over here, I'm adding the table row. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm getting the access token, and I'm just basically making an insert into the table row right here. So that's the end of this demonstration. As you can see, what I've done here is, if you look through the code, you just the first thing we did was try to get the access token using the client ID and client secret, and then using a bunch of REST APIs, I was able to connect to the Power BI service and either insert tables, or I can remove tables, and all those changes will be updated real time in the Power BI dashboard. Thank you.